completely ridiculous and filming really late at night, which is actually really early in the morning. But I slept in sort of late, so I'm still quite awake. And I thought I might as well continue with my series of quoting quotes videos. That didn't make much sense. Anyways, so today's edition is all about Shakespeare, the Bard's Guide to Abuses and Affronts. Affronts being things you're offended by. And there's a goofy little Shakespeare. So, I'm also going to take the dust jacket off of this just so it's not in the way. I'll show you the Globe Theatre on the back. I've actually been to the Globe Theatre, but that's a story for another time. Okay, I just wanted to show you that cover, but if the dust jacket is off, it's easier for me to turn the pages and everything. Which, anyways. So, moving on. There's lots of funny little illustrations throughout the book. I don't get why they make these pages like this. Castle. So, in the contents we have an introduction, of course, beauty and boorishness, which is basically rudeness, intellect and speech, religion and blasphemy, love and lust, character and villainy, and then the dramatic works of William Shakespeare, just a list of his plays. So, I think I'll actually read this one. An enigmatic figure is, to this day, William Shakespeare is nonetheless the most studied author in the history of Western civilization. That's pretty cool. His canon includes 38 plays, 145 sonnets, and 2 epic narrative poems, an artistic output that gained him sufficient acclaim to see his works published and sold as popular literature during his career, a privilege never before enjoyed by another playwright. Well, that is saying something. Evidently, Shakespeare garnered envy early on for his talent, but his biting wit and dexterity with insults surely had his critics running swiftly for cover. From his attacks on beauty and boorishness to his stinging critiques of character and false faith, the sheer number of affronts masterfully composed in blank verse and deftly interwoven into his dramas reveals Shakespeare's prowess as the 16th century's leading reparteeist. Presented here are jibes straight from the pen of the bard himself. The insults and jabs that peppered his plays are neatly compiled into one handy volume. Even today, their sting is no less sharp than it was 400 years ago, providing unquestionably that in any era, the pen is certainly mightier than the sword. I would like to remark very briefly that if you want to see some excellent representation of Shakespeare's wit and abuses and affronts, I forgot the dust jacket is not, about beauty and boorishness among other things, then I suggest you watch Much Ado About Nothing with Kenneth Branagh and Emma Thompson, because that's who plays Benedict and Beatrice, and their wit clashing tongue battles. It's lips of his face sours ripe grapes. From Coriolanus. I never know how to pronounce that. Thou elvish marked abortive rooting hog. From Richard III. His intellect is not replenished. He is only an animal, only sensible in the duller parts. Love labors lost. And if you're a Doctor Who fan, you'll instantly be thinking about Love's Labors Won. Thou smell of mountain goat. That's not so bad. She is spherical like a globe. I could find out countries in her. The Comedy of Errors. That is me. When he is best, he is a little worse than a man, and when he is worst, he is a little better than a beast. The Merchant of Venice. Thy mother took into her blameful bed some stern, untutored churl, whose fruit thou art. Henry IV, Part 2. it's kind of tedious because it's very long-winded Shakespearean, but it's the sarcasm and the hyperbole and the costumes, and it's very well done, and it's epic, and that is not a misuse of the word epic either. Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. 12th Night. Yeah, I agree. Your wit makes wise things foolish. Loves Labour's Lost. Yeah, I can see that. The motions of his spirit are as tall as night. Merchant of Venice. That is a wonder-pressed guy. I was searching for a fool when I found you. As you like it. But I think they mean a jester or fool person. He's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by will strike the tempest. Have your mouth filled up before you open it. Henry VIII. Very true. You are not worth another word. 12th Night. I really should say that so much more than I should say that instead of having really long, pointless arguments. More of your conversation would infect my brain. Coriolanus. Just try that out. My dad. You talk greasily, your lips grow foul. Loves Labour's Lost. He has not so much brain as earwax. Troilus and Cressida. Here's a man hath more hair than wit. The Comedy of Errors. That's either a really hairy guy or a really dumb guy. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. I heard that is quoted in some movie, and it's really cool. And I can't remember what it is, and now it's gonna drive me crazy. If you're seeing this video and you know what this is from, comment and let me know. Unless you're trying to sleep, then don't do that. Your wit will not so soon go out as another man's will. 'Tis strong wedged up in a blockhead. Coriolanus. Thou hast no more brain than I have in mine elbows. Troilus and Cressida. A false and dull-eyed fool. Merchant of Venice. Donkey. Or mule, I don't know which. The plague of Greece upon thee, thou mongrel beef-witted lord. Troilus and Cressida. Religion and blasphemy. You know, when I did Much Ado About Nothing in my literature class my senior year, my awesome teacher gave us a cheat sheet of Shakespearean insults, and I kept it because it's just so brilliant. He invented like a few hundred words, and people still use them today. Not all of them, like Giglet and Hugger-Mugger, but lots of them. I think that's totally cool. There is no more faith in thee than an astute prune. And with the 4th part 1. There is no more mercy in him than there is milk in a male tiger. Coriolanus, wow. That is very... He did think of really clever ways to insult people, didn't he? He wears his faith, but as the fashion of his hat, it ever changes with the next block. Much Ado About Nothing. I know that line. supposed sincere and holy in his thoughts, derives from heaven his quarrel and his cause. Henry VIII, no, the fourth, part 2. Thou monstrous injurer of heaven and earth, King John. They're talking to King John at this point. Idol of idiot worshippers, Troilus and Cressida. Earth gapes, hell burns, fiends roar, saints pray, to have him suddenly conveyed away. Richard the Third. Wow. Hey, and it actually rhymed. Usually Shakespeare doesn't rhyme. Go to hell for an eternal moment or so. The Merry Wives of Windsor. I like it. There's two of you. The devil make a third. That doesn't make sense to me. His curses and blessings touch me alike. Their breath I not believe in. Henry VIII. Chide God for making you the countenance you are, as you like it. Mean. Love and lust. Many a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. Whoa, okay. She adulterates hourly, King John. That's a really adulterous woman. Oh, look, it's like, well, it looks sort of purple, but it's actually more like, it's sort of almost indigo. Not quite, sort of. It's more like Turtis blue. I have a fascination with colors, sorry. She's a bed swerver, the Winter's Tale. Bed swerver. Does that mean she avoids beds, or 'tis the strumpet's plague to beguile many, and be beguiled by one? Othello. He is given to sports, to wildness, and much company. Julius Caesar. That kiss is comfortless as frozen water to a starved snake. Titus Andronicus. Wow. Bad kiss. I had rather hear my dog bark at a crow than a man swear he loves me. Much to my nothing. And that is spoken brilliantly by Emma Thompson as Beatrice. I can testify to the fact. A curse of marriage that we call these delicate creatures outs and not their appetites. Othello. I do repent the tedious minutes I have with her spent. Midsummer Night's Dream. She is ill met by moonlight. Midsummer Night's Dream. If she should make tender of her love, 'tis very possible he'll scorn it, for the man, as you know all, hath a contemptible spirit. Much ado about nothing. He did love her, sir, as a gentleman loves a woman. He loved her, sir, and loved her not. All's well that ends well. Well, we know what kind of love he means, don't we? Such is the simplicity of man to hearken after the flesh. Such is thy audacious wickedness, thy lewd, pestiferous, and licentious pranks, as very infants prattle of thy pride. Now the fourth part one. Good words there. The villainy you teach me I will execute, and it shall go hard, but I will better the instruction. Merchant of Venice. I do hate thee worse than a promise breaker. Coriolanus. You are not worth the dust which the rude wind blows in your face. King Lear. Thou art so leaky that we much leave thee to thy sinking. Antony Cleopatra, I wonder who was so leaky. Words are easy like the wind, faithful friends are hard to find. Passionate pilgrim. Ah, yes. Very, very true, that one. I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man, as you like it. A fortune teller, a needy, hollow-eyed, sharp-looking wretch, a living dead man. The Comedy of Errors. His humor is lofty, his discourse peremptory, his tongue filed, his eye ambitious, his gait majestical, and his general behavior vain, ridiculous, and thrasonical. He is too picked, too spruce, too affected, too odd, as it were, too peregrinate, as I may call it. Love's Labour's Lost. What the heck does a thrasonical or peregrinate mean? Bastard begot, bastard instructed, bastard in mind, in everything, illegitimate. Troilus and Cressida. His treasons will sit blushing in his face. Richard II. One may smile, and be a villain. Hamlet. We make guilty of our disasters the sun, the moon, and the stars, as if we were villains by necessity.